So you're thinking of moving to Flower Mound, Texas. Today we are out here to show you around Flower Mound, show you some of the price points on some of the homes out here, give you a rundown of what people are loving about living here in this town, and we're going to get after that right now. What's up, everybody? I'm Kristen Carpentier with the Living in Dallas team, and if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about what it's like to eat, sleep, live, work, and play here in the Dallas, Texas area, don't forget to click that subscribe button down below, hit that bell for notifications. That way, every single week when we're dropping new content, you're going to be the first to know. I am a licensed realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and my team and I are getting calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you wanting to make that move here. So whether you're moving next week, next month, or even next year, don't hesitate to reach out and let us know what we can do to help you make that smooth move here to the Dallas, Texas area. Okay, first up, we are starting out today here in the Riverwalk, which is a fairly new development out here. It has this cute little chapel behind me that you can use for events or weddings or whatever you want. It has multiple apartment complexes around here. It has a gorgeous little river, a cute little pond on the other side backing up to some other homes. It has townhomes, single family living, and everything is fairly new. And down here along the Riverwalk, there are also restaurants and things coming in. Down at the north end is the Marriott Hotel. We have the Texas Presbyterian Hospital, also within walking distance, and a lot of other things coming into the area. So we want to take you around, show you some of the things over here, and then walk you through Flower Mound, show you some price points on homes, and what exactly people are looking for here in the city of Flower Mound. So stick around, on to the next stop. So we are actually right here on the north end of the Riverwalk. And as you can see, we have the parking garage for the hospital right there. And over here on the other side of the street are these single family homes. Just up the street, more across right from where the restaurants are, is where the townhomes are. But a home right here just recently went under contract for $675,000. It was 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and just over 3,000 square feet. So when you're living right here along the Riverwalk, this is what you get. And it is absolutely breathtaking. If you really want just that great ambiance here in Flower Mound, you want the view, you want the trails, but you want something newer, this is definitely a great place to be. And here on the other side of the river they're still doing some new builds over there. Those homes are all attached together, but still, if you want a new build here in Flower Mound, this is somewhere that you can come and check out down here on the Riverwalk. But also, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, this is why you reach out to us. So that way we can help answer these questions of what's really going on here in the city of Flower Mound and what you can get for within your budget. And we can show you some of these areas that may be out here. Granted, there isn't a ton of new builds going on. Certainly your price points are in the upper 600,000s to million plus dollar range if you do want a new build here in Flower Mound. Like I said, reach out and let us know what we can do to help. And let's get on to the next spot and kind of show you maybe some more of these existing neighborhoods that have been around for a little while. And like I said, there's the airplanes that are flying right over us here in Flower Mound. So we're out here over more towards the west side of Flower Mound in one of these areas where there is no HOA. And I know typically we like to talk about the big master plan communities like Bridalwood and Wellington here in Flower Mound because they are quite large, but there's actually a lot of areas where you don't need to necessarily be in an HOA here in Flower Mound. And one of these properties is actually listed at $599,000. There is no HOA. It was built in 2005. It does have 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2,736 square feet, and it has actually been completely remodeled. So it is super cute inside, but it is also in this great cute little neighborhood that doesn't have an HOA. I know some people don't love an HOA. I know sometimes you can be a little bit dicey on what kind of neighbors you're going to get. But here in Flower Mound, I think for the most part, people really love their neighborhoods. They really take a lot of great care with their homes and where it is that they're living. And this home is actually right across the street from this. It's not a park. There's no park facilities or anything over there, but a big green space to have your kids run around in. And you can hear the airplanes again. But it is pretty typical here in Flower Mound. You're going to hear them, but when you're inside, you're pretty much not going to hear them. So another great reason. But obviously because of its location, here in Flower Mound. It is only about 15 minutes just north of the DFW airport, which is why you hear the airplanes, and are pretty much 30 minutes to downtown Dallas. The location here in Flower Mound is really where it's all at, and that's a lot of the reason why people move here into this community. It does have two amazing high schools that are part of the Louisville Independent School District, and not tons of shopping or nightlife. Obviously, we have our Target, we have all kinds of things that lead over into Highland Village, the Highland Village area. You have a lot of really good restaurants coming in that have been here for a while as well. But here in Flower Mound, it really just does give you that small town feel. And it's the convenience of being able to get anywhere you want to here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area is a prime reason why people are choosing Flower Mound. Yes, the schools are phenomenal. They have great programs. They have great sports. They have great marching band. In fact, both of them, it seems every year, both of the high schools are competing for which one is doing the best. And you really, I guess, can't go wrong living here. It's just a matter of, do you want an HOA? Do you not want an HOA? Do you want to have a big house? Do you want more room? Are you okay with a home that's maybe a little bit more outdated or older that has been remodeled? So something to think about when living here in Flower Mound. And like I said, this one was $599,000, and we're going to move on to the next price point. Okay, so today we wanted to start out by being here in the Lakeside community. It is fairly newer down here. There are a lot of options with living, new builds, and everything's pretty much newer. And being down here, there is a lot of shopping and dining, places to hang out, places to go and have lunch with your girlfriends, a nice night out. And even on Friday nights, they have a concert series, which people love being able to have a reason to get out and hang out in their local community. So one of the many reasons why we love being down here, and just so much that it does have to offer. But like I said, it is down here in the south end of Flower Mound, and most of the growth when Flower Mound was first established was up more north. This makes it super convenient to get down to the DFW airport, which is really only about 10 minutes from here, and maybe 25, 30 minutes to get to downtown Dallas. So just a great community. You can park right here on the side of the road. You have apartments over there, and you're shopping and dining and businesses down below. So a great opportunity for somewhere to live here in Flower Mound. And now we're going to go over and show you some more of the areas that we're looking at and why people are moving to this quaint little city. So we're actually over here in the community of Wellington, which is one of the two biggest master plan communities here in Flower Mound. And it's hugely popular because it has multiple pools, fitness facilities, basketball courts, volleyball courts, and especially, like we said, walking trails. There are price points in here from people wanting to spend anywhere from upwards of $400,000 up to a couple $1 million. New build is completely done over here. It has been completed for quite a long time. Price points for everybody, depending on what it is you're looking for. And it's hugely popular for families and people of all kinds, because you can get a smaller starter home and a little bit more updated modern home in this community as well. I'm here over in Parker Square, which is one of these little business communities that has actually been in Flower Mound for a really long time. It did go vacant for quite a while, but it has been revitalized, and it is so cute over here. There is office buildings, there's NCTC, which is the community college, has part of the school over here. There's doctor's offices over here, but there's also coffee shops and barber shops and a lash lounge and some cute restaurants. So just another thing that's here in Flower Mound with a great little area to come sit out, to enjoy just drinking your coffee, let your kids play in the grass, come play your guitar on a Saturday morning, or just whatever you want. It's right here in the heart of Flower Mound, and just another cute, quaint little area. You can sit around and enjoy the outdoors. I say it all the time that there's so much to do here in the state of Texas. We love the trees, we love the grass, we love being able to be outdoors. Granted, we don't love the allergies that come right along with it, but just so many of these neighborhoods and a lot of these cities have these great little sitting areas, walking areas that you can just sit out and enjoy. And it's nice to see that some of these places are revitalized. These businesses are starting to come back in and just use these cute little areas for their businesses and have a great reason to be a part of the community, no matter what city it is that you're living. But another great reason to be here in Flower Mound with a lot of cute options, being outdoors and just being a part of the community. And on to the next place. So probably one of our favorite things about living here in Flower Mound are the amount of trails that we have. There are about 50 miles of walking trails. It seems that every neighborhood has one. And when you're moving here and you want to be outdoors, because when our weather is nice, it is fantastic here in the Dallas area. But here in Flower Mound, tons of walking trails. So you have no excuse not to find a way to be outdoors, especially because we have so many trees here too, which makes it that much better, especially when the weather's nice, or we have a breeze blowing through to be able to go out and walk in these trails. But today we're over here in one of these neighborhoods where it is a little bit more established. Most of the homes were built around 2000 to 2005. And here in Texas, we get a lot of, most of the homes are brick or stone. We don't see tons of stucco here, but some of these neighborhoods are just well established, and we love the well-established neighborhoods because of the trees that we get. For example, the house behind me is listed at $679,000. It's 3,600 square feet, roughly 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and it is really close over here to the community activity center, which is super popular here, especially in the summertime, actually all season long, because it has indoor basketball courts, it has swimming pools, indoor, outdoor water slides, lazy rivers, a huge fun play structure for the kids. And best part about it, it's only $50 a month, and that includes your entire family. You do pay additional if you want to join some of the programs there, put your kids in basketball or one of the kids' summer camps or after school programs. But for the most part, if you want to go use the fitness facilities, the swimming pools, it is all included for $50. So a huge win. But just one of these neighborhoods over here, price points $600,000 to $700,000, super convenient to be able to get if you're commuting down to Dallas or anywhere in the DFW Metroplex, and we absolutely love it. So we're going to move on to the next stop and show you a little bit more of what these homes look like and what some of these neighborhoods have to offer. This one right here, obviously, like I said, does not have a community pool or parks or anything, but it is super close distance to Heritage Park here in Flower Mound, which is another great area. It does have a splash pad and all kinds of fun things to go and take your kids out to do. So on to the next. So we're down here over at Heritage Park in the south end of Flower Mound. It attaches over to the community activity center with tons of grass areas, parks. It's where you see football practice and soccer practice, and this is the cutest little play structure over here. It is attached with a splash pad. It's covered, which is fantastic, and so even though when it's hot, it's not burning your little kids' bums when they're out here playing. But like I said, there's so many great trails out here in Flower Mound and so many reasons to be outside, get your kiddos outside, and one of the huge draws of why we love it over here. But speaking of being outdoors and what this community has, there's a lot of events that actually happen here in Flower Mound as well. Bakersfield Park is over here, and they put on a huge 4th of July celebration with a concert and tons of activities for the kids, and it is super fun as well. But Flower Mound is one of those small town communities. It does give you that small town vibe when you are living here, but it gives you all the conveniences as well. It's really not big on maybe the nightlife and that kind of thing going on, but it does have some great restaurants that have come in, all the shopping that you could absolutely need. You can always shop on Amazon as well, but it has Target, access to Walmart over in Highland Village, your Lowe's, your Home Depots, and everything else that you could possibly need on an everyday basis. It has multiple grocery stores, everything from Sprouts to Whole Foods to your Kroger and your Tom Thumb. So lots of things that you have right here in Flower Mound. It's where a lot of these other communities may come to do their shopping. It just doesn't have the big town shopping, the malls and those kinds of things, but it does have some smaller boutiques and just definitely your everyday shopping that you can think of needing. Moving to Flower Mound, it's not like you're missing out on a ton. If you want to go over into Plano into Frisco, it's an easy maybe 20-minute drive up the freeway based on where you want to go, 20-30 minutes maybe, but down into Grapevine to Grapevine Mills Mall, especially if you're down here in the south end of Flower Mound, it's very easy to get to, so multiple options. One of the major drawbacks, which we don't really even feel is major, living here in Flower Mound, is the fact that we are in the flight path. And I don't know if you can hear the airplanes flying over me, but we are in the flight path to DFW Airport, which just goes to show how close we are to get there. So if you're commuting a lot, that's another reason why a lot of people move here to Flower Mound, is the convenience to flying for work or for pleasure, and maybe to get to downtown Dallas, even with traffic, is sometimes maybe only about 30 minutes or so. So a great reason why people move here to Flower Mound. And we want to get into the schools and some of those types of things as well. So we're going to move on over and give you a little bit more information on what the schools are like here in the town of Flower Mound. So we're actually over here at Flower Mound High School, and the high schools, there's actually two high schools right here in the city of Flower Mound. There's Marcus High School and Flower Mound High School. And the newest high school, they're both part of the Louisville Independent School District, which also includes Louisville High School as well as Hebron High School. And here in the town of Flower Mound, though, just the two specific high schools, and Flower Mound actually being the newer one, the Love a Pete. But these high schools here are quite large. Both of them are 6A campuses, and we are actually standing right in front of the 9th grade campus here at Flower Mound High School. And all the campuses here actually have newer 9th grade campuses. They both have their own administration, principals and counselors and that kind of thing to help out the students, but they are relatively attached to the high schools. It just makes it a little bit easier for these, because the class sizes are so large, for these kids coming into the high schools and actually having a little bit more attention and focus on these 9th grade students, which has actually turned out to be quite a good thing here in the Flower Mound area. Some of the other high schools here in the Dallas, Texas area are doing it as well, and just depending on which area you're moving to, how the school districts are run. Some of them do have intermediate schools, as well as the 8th and 9th grade, or 9th and 10th grade campuses and senior campuses as well. But here in Flower Mound, because our campuses are huge, there's a lot going on with both campuses. We could call it a friendly rivalry here in the town of Flower Mound between Flower Mound High School, Marcus High School, and Louisville High School. Actually, between Marcus and Flower Mound, the football games are called Battle of the Mound over at Marcus High School, and when they're Louisville High School, it's called Battle of the Axe, because Louisville High School is the Fighting Farmers. Yes, I know, it's not crazy, but at the same time, Marcus High School is the Marauders. So depending on which way you look at it, both of them, it is funny. Sometimes they have tried to change the mascot here for Marcus High School in Flower Mound, just never ends up happening. But Flower Mound High School got the Jaguars, so not quite sure how they lucked out in getting the more normal of the three high schools in the area. But with that being said, both high schools here in Flower Mound offer excellent opportunities. Their marching bands compete head to head. Depends on one year, one of them wins state or first, second, third place, and the next year it's another one. So their marching bands are fantastic. Their football teams, depending on the year, depending on how great those are, as well as all of the other sports within the high schools. But there are a lot of great programs. Here, it is highly competitive. Most people don't realize these high schools here actually have 6 football teams. I know it's crazy, but they have 3 freshman teams, a sophomore team, a JV team, and a varsity football team. So it is a huge program that if you want to get involved in football, but yes, some of the other sports do have multiple teams as well. Even cheerleading, they have a freshman, a JV, and a varsity program. So lots of ways to get involved, because lots of opportunities. So Flower Mound High School is more in the south end of the town of Flower Mound, south of Cross Timbers, and it does encompass pretty much all the south end of Flower Mound, like I said. And on the north end, that's what Marcus High School feeds into. But Marcus High School also gets students from the city of Highland Village, Copper Canyon, and Double Oak as well. And I know those aren't typically some cities that people talk about a lot, but for the most part, here in Flower Mound, they all are in the south end of Flower Mound, they all go to Flower Mound High School. So the next neighborhood we're at here in Flower Mound is another one that has been here for quite a while. It is a little bit older. As you can see behind me, the house right here is more red brick, which I do believe is very traditional here in Flower Mound. You do see a lot more of the red brick style homes compared to the lighter brick style based on where you're looking. Obviously, if the homes are a little bit newer, that's when I feel like the color has kind of brightened up a little bit more and made it a little bit more modern. But for the older homes, more traditional. That's definitely a Texas thing, I feel like. But this is another great community over here. See all the huge trees out here. There's a great little park around the corner, more walking trails. Here in Flower Mound, I think they said there's like over 50 miles of walking trails. It seems every single neighborhood around here has some walking trails, especially with the amount of trees. You're just trying to get from one neighborhood to the next. And just so many of these areas actually link up together, which is another reason why we love it. But this home actually right here behind me was listed for $591,000. It's actually only 3 bedrooms, but it has 4 bathrooms. It does have an office space and also has a living room and a dining room. There is still a little bit more space in there. It's at 2763 square feet, I believe. Could use a little bit of updating, in my personal opinion. I think that's personally how I feel here in Texas. Unless you're getting a newer home, we're pretty traditional. And especially where we came from, that's just not something that you see all the time. People really love their traditional looks out here. But just another great neighborhood that we absolutely love out here, and just showing you a little bit more of what this neighborhood looks like. So the next house we want to talk about is listed at $835,000 here in Flower Mound. It has 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 4,821 square feet, and it does have a pool. So it is this cute little community. It really isn't that big. It does have a small HOA, takes care of some of the maintenance. It has a neighborhood park, but it's in this neighborhood with all these brick homes. And to be honest, when we moved here, I absolutely loved the brick homes. Brick everywhere. Of course, some of these older brick style homes are more of that red brick. This house was built in 2007, but it really is in a great location. It's close to 407, it's basically the road that goes all through the north end of Flower Mound. And it also has the shopping, restaurants that you go down towards Highland Village in it. It's also really close to Marcus High School. There's a lot going on over here, but it just goes to show that there is other things here in the town of Flower Mound besides Bridlewood and Wellington. So if it's something that you're thinking of and you do want to get into a larger home that maybe isn't as expensive, like this home right now would probably be $1.2 million if it was brand new. It could probably use a little bit of updating, but for the most part, it is a great area, great location, and a great size for your price point because it is listed so competitively for homes in the area. So again, if you have any questions, anything you're concerned about here in Flower Mound, don't hesitate to reach out and let us know what we can do to help you make that move here that much easier.